The horns blared loudly across TPC San Antonio, throwing the Valero Texas Open into complete chaos. More than 1,200 miles away, inside his peaceful Jupiter Island compound in Florida, Tiger Woods sat alone, eyes fixed on the television as the drama unfolded. Just days before, he had stepped back into competitive action for the first time in over a year, 9 swings during the TGL Finals. The golf world had immediately started buzzing with excitement. Woods had been openly telling everyone he was doing everything possible to make it to Augusta National. He had even gone further, assuring fans he would be there no matter what. Then one phone call changed the entire conversation. During a live interview on Fox News, Donald Trump looked directly at the camera and declared what Tiger himself had not yet admitted. "I love Tiger, but he won't be there." The golf universe erupted in shock and speculation. Now, with the Masters tournament just days away, Tiger Woods is finally breaking his long silence. And what is choosing to reveal about his difficult decision, his fragile health, and what lies ahead for his legendary career has left the entire golf world stunned. It all started on March 24, 2026, at the Sophie Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The atmosphere was electric as Tiger Woods walked onto the simulator stage for the TGL Finals. This was his first competitive appearance since he tore his Achilles tendon back in March 2025. In front of the cameras, he took 9 full swings, hit 4 putts, launched a 3-wood that carried a solid 272 yards, and drained a dramatic 46-foot putt that set up an easy bogey. His Jupiter Links GC team ended up losing 9-2 to the Los Angeles Golf Club, but the final score was almost irrelevant. The real story was Tiger himself, sweating through his shirt, swinging with visible effort, yet smiling through it all. This was his first genuine test since undergoing major disc replacement surgery in his lower back in October 2025. After the match, the media swarmed him with a question that had been lingering over the sport for months. Would he be playing in the Masters? "I've been trying," Woods answered calmly, his words carrying the heavy reality of a man who had battled through far too many injuries. "This body just doesn't recover like it did when I was 24 or 25. But that doesn't mean I'm not trying. I've been trying for a while now." He opened up about the long list of surgeries that had defined the later part of his career, the 7th back procedure in October, the delicate L4-L5 disc replacement, and the endless chain of operations that had turned his medical records into something resembling a thick novel. Still, even through the pain and limitations, the old fire remained. "I want to play. I love that tournament. I've loved being there since I was 19 years old. It's meant a lot to me and my family over the years. I'm going to be there either way," he said. Then came the careful clarification that left the door slightly open but not fully unlocked. Either way, not as a player necessarily, but in some capacity. It was a cautious, honest response. Woods had learned the hard way, after years of painful comebacks and devastating setbacks, never to promise more than his body could realistically deliver. Yet for millions of loyal fans around the world, those words were enough to spark fresh hope. Maybe, just maybe, the Masters would still get one more memorable Tiger moment. He had also confirmed he would attend the prestigious Champions Dinner on Tuesday night, the traditional gathering where past Masters winners come together to honor the defending champion, in this case, Rory McIlroy. Woods' seat at the table had been reserved, as it always was for 5-time champions. His green jacket, earned 5 times, still hung in the locker room. Everything appeared to be lining up for at least a ceremonial appearance, even if full competition wasn't possible. Nobody expected what would happen just 48 hours later. On March 26, 2026, Donald Trump sat down for an interview on Fox News at 5. The conversation eventually turned to golf, as it often does with a former president. When asked who he would be rooting for at the upcoming Masters, Trump didn't give a simple answer. Instead, he dropped a bombshell prediction that sent shockwaves through the entire golf community. "I love Tiger, but he won't be there." "Well, he'll be there, but he won't be playing in it," Trump stated confidently. The words were delivered with the certainty of someone who seemed to have inside information. After all, Tiger Woods had been in a public relationship with Vanessa Trump, the president's former daughter-in-law, since March 2025. Trump had previously spoken warmly about the couple, saying, "I love Tiger. I love Vanessa. I'm very happy for both. Let them both be happy." This time, though, the message was different. Not about their personal lives, but about the one tournament Tiger had chased his entire career. The golf world immediately caught fire. Social media platforms lit up with endless debates and theories. Some fans brushed off Trump's comments as uninformed speculation. Others treated them as reliable confirmation that Woods' body simply wasn't ready. His TGL performance, they argued, had been nothing more than a tease. Through all the noise, Woods' camp remained completely silent. No confirmation, no denial, just radio silence. When pressed further during the interview, Trump avoided picking a favorite for the tournament. They are just great players, he said with a laugh. It's hard for me. If I pick somebody, I'm going to have enemies. I'm going to have 10 guys who won't speak to me. It was a classic Trump deflection, but the damage had already been done. The President of the United States had publicly stated that Tiger Woods would not be competing at the Masters. For the first time, large part of the golf world started to believe it was true. 2 full weeks passed after Trump's comments, and Tiger Woods said nothing. No interviews, no social media updates, no injury bulletins. The man who had spent 3 decades meticulously controlling his public narrative had gone completely quiet. When the official Masters field was announced, Woods' name was noticeably absent from competing players. The Masters website still listed him among the invitees, standard procedure for a past champion with a lifetime exemption, but the message was clear to everyone paying attention. He wasn't coming as a player. The champions' dinner would take place without him. His regular seat at the table, the one he had occupied for years alongside Jack Nicklaus in the section reserved for the most decorated champions, would sit empty. He won't be there, Trump had said, and this time it looked like he was right. The golf world tried to move forward. Scottie Scheffler stood out as a clear betting favorite. Rory McIlroy prepared to defend his title as a reigning champion. Jon Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Colin Morikawa, and the rest of the elite field arrived at Augusta with their eyes on the green jacket. But the shadow of Tiger Woods' absence loomed large over everything. The player who had defined the Masters for more than 2 decades, the 5-time winner who once made the cut in a record 24 consecutive appearances, would be watching this year from somewhere far away. The silence from Woods' side was deafening, yet it also felt intentional. After 30 years under the brightest spotlight in sports, Tiger had learned that sometimes the most powerful message is saying nothing at all. "He's not playing," said one source close to Woods. "He's not ready, and is not going to announce it because he doesn't owe anyone an explanation. He's earned that right." The golf world would simply have to accept it. For the first time in his storied career, Tiger Woods wasn't even pretending he might play. He was stepping back on his own terms. The Champions' Dinner remains one of the most exclusive and cherished traditions in all of sports. Past Masters winners gather around a single long table, sharing stories, raising glasses, and honoring the game's rich history. While seats are technically unassigned, certain players have naturally claimed their own sections over the decades. Tiger Woods has long had his spot, right in the area with Jack Nicklaus, the corner long considered sacred ground that once also belonged to Arnold Palmer. This year, that corner would feel noticeably different. Scottie Scheffler, a 2-time Masters champion himself, described the unspoken protocol. "There's a little protocol. Guys have sections where they sit, but you move around a little bit. I'm definitely not going to sit in the area where Tiger and Jack sit." Jordan Spieth put it more simply. "It's kind of like 6th or 7th grade. If the teacher assigned seats, you'd get bummed. But if they let you sit wherever, everyone ends up in the same spot anyway. There's a certain section on the far side that you just don't sit in, because that's Jack and Tiger's area, and that's where Arnie was too." This year, that legendary section will be missing its brightest star. The chair Tiger had filled for decades would remain vacant. The table would still be full of golf royalty, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, and many others, but the absence would be impossible to ignore. "It's different when Tiger's not there," one past champion admitted. "You feel it. He's part of the fabric of this tournament. He always will be." The dinner would still go on. Rory McIlroy would host as a defending champion. Stories would be shared. Traditions would be honored. But that empty chair would serve as a quiet reminder that even the greatest champions eventually reach a point where they must begin to step away. Tiger Woods' choice to skip the Masters this year, and his deliberate silence about it, says a lot about the man he has become in this chapter of his life. For years, He fought fiercely to control every part of his narrative, to decide exactly when and how the world would hear from him. Now, at 50 years old, with a body that has been surgically rebuilt more times than most of his golf clubs, Tiger appears to have finally stopped fighting the inevitable. After his TGL appearance, his only public words on the subject were simple and honest. "I've been trying." He made no grand promises to play. He offered no guarantees of a comeback. He simply admitted he was still fighting, even if the odds were no longer in his favor. The golf world rushed in to fill the silence. Trump made his prediction. The media speculated endlessly about his health. Fans debated whether it was finally time for retirement. Through every rumor and headline, Woods remained quiet. That silence itself became his statement. He no longer had anything left to prove. He owed no explanations. After everything he has given to the game, he had earned the right to walk away quietly, without drama, without a farewell tour, and without needing the world's permission. His Tiger Woods, one longtime observer said, he doesn't owe anyone anything. He's given more to this game than almost anyone else ever has. If he wants to step away on his own terms, quietly, that's his right. The Masters will still be played this week. A new champion will be crowned. The azaleas will bloom beautifully around Augusta National. And Tiger Woods will be somewhere else, watching it all from a distance. His seat at the Champions' Dinner will sit empty for the first time in decades. The golf world will move on, as it always does. Legends eventually fade into memory. But the memories Tiger created will live on forever. "I've loved being there since I was 19 years old," Woods once said. "It's meant a lot to me and my family over the years." That love, that deep connection, is a real legacy, far bigger than any trophies or records. And no empty chair, no absence, can ever take that away.